have a second question as well.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten a report yet from our trainers. It's so early. So we have to see, how McCole is. We have to see how, Kadarius he runs so hard and tough that he kept getting banged up in there too. Like his hand got hurt and his foot, it's a whole different thing. So we just have to wait and see. We'll get the doctor's report. We'll move forward from there. But he gave us a little bit of a spark. He runs hard. He's a good catcher. He's fearless back there. So we'll see. We'll just have to evaluate as we go forward.
And what about Richie James? Assuming he's going to be active at some point, where does he figure into all this?
Richie, he would have to be. We would like him to be the punt returner. If he's going to be active, if he's going to help us at all on special teams, that's where he would have to help us.
Let's go next to Matt Derrick. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Coach. A couple of questions, but with the weather and the field conditions last night, how did that you feel really play into the kicking game? I know Tommy had a couple of kicks that looked like they maybe didn't go where he wanted them to, but how did that just all play in with the wind and the weather and everything?
Well, the weather affected our distance on our field goals a little bit. Obviously, when we didn't try that longer field goal down there at the end of the game, it was out of our range what we felt comfortable with. And then the way our defense was playing, we felt, like field position was probably the best way to go there. We just didn't get the ball downed like we needed to in that situation. We had the touchback. So that's part of the execution that we have to do a better job with. But as far as the field goes, the field held up pretty darn good. I thought I didn't see a lot of slipping out there, and it's a good field. It drains real well. Really, that wasn't a factor. I didn't think, but it was mainly the rainy, windy conditions. More so than the field.
And you kind of touched on my second question there, which I think that there would have been like a 57-yard field goal there where you choose to punt instead from the 39. How close of a
Well,
decision?
it was really, if you look at it, it was really the 40. It was more 39 and a half. Right. And then when James was getting ready to snap it, it was barely on the, just about the 40. So it's a long field goal there. But it was out of our range and what we decided to go with, in pregame.
Let's go next to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Hey, Coach. Matt touched upon it, but Tommy looked a little frustrated with some of his punts last night. Just one bad game, or did you see something potentially more there as you reviewed?
I didn't see anything potentially more. I just thought that he got a little frustrated. You're right. We had 6 punts. 3 of them weren't up to par. For him, he'll play better next week.
Let's go next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Dave, I know you acknowledged that if Richie does come back to the active roster, he's going to be, primarily used as a potential punt returner.
Well, for me, offense, they could use him a lot of different ways. Obviously he's a wide receiver, but, if he's going to help me, I would use him as a punt returner. He doesn't, he's not really a cover guy or gunner or anything like that. So,
right.
That's what I was meaning by that.
Yeah. Thank you. And because you guys have seen just so few kickoff return possibilities, would Sky Moore still be your preferred option there, or would McCole sort of return back to that?
Well, McCole, I never got word back from the trainers that McCole was healthy. Even though he played offense, they didn't clear him to play returner. And it's a little different with his hand because he had a hand injury. So, that's really why we stuck with Sky. Sky's number 2. He's the second kick returner. That's why he was in there. And, he does a good job in practice and he's our next man up there.
Go next to Todd Lebo. Go ahead, Todd.
Coach, I know it's a little bit early to ask you about your opponent, but I wonder if you just give a little scouting report about the Raiders. And you guys have been out there enough at that stadium. Any weird things about it or anything you guys have to watch for out there, how it compares to other domes or the field surface or anything?
No, I love that stadium. It's awesome. The crowd, it's just it's a cool place to play. But besides that, the Raiders they're a good football team. Right now, we do statistics all year long and we keep track. They're ranked number 1 on special teams. So, they definitely have our attention. Obviously I started looking at them a little bit last week, but not really in depth, but really dove into it this morning early. And you know, they're a really good unit. They fly around. They got a great returner. Carter is excellent. The punter is having a year that is just crazy good. You know, Cole, he's doing it really, really well. So, you know, it's going to be a tough one on a short week.